Hey everybody, I promised Ed's here. He just had to walk away. There he is.
Yes, top-notch production, Chef. Welcome to our Thursday night tasting in virtual form. We do this every Thursday down here in the Barrel Room with a group of beautiful people.
Absolutely.
It's a different group every time. It's
Every time.
fantastic.
They
Yeah.
just, the makeup of the group is always changing. It's always great.
Yeah. And so we had a bunch of new faces last week, mixed in with all the veterans, and we have another great week. Lots of delicious wines, and we're gonna do 4 more
Another
this
great one.
Thursday. And for those of you that can't be here with us, we give you a 2-wine pack. This week you have a couple of buttes. We're gonna have we're gonna travel a little bit, Chef. We're gonna start. This is us. We could probably start with either one of these beauties, but I'm just really anxious for you to try this
I can't
Portuguese.
wait. Yay.
Yeah. So of course, we just completed one of the most successful Sunday nights that we've ever had.
What a triumph.
Thank you, Andy.
Yes,
the
thank you,
Elephant's
Andy.
Corner wine dinner was just a huge success. He was so great at describing the wines, the history of the area.
Well, I think that was really set the tone for the night because he mixes in such great humor with education and topography and all the things that go behind. It's not just like grapes.
Yeah.
He is.
Buy my wine.
Right, buy my wine. He is. You can tell how into the whole thing he is.
Yeah.
And he brought lots of maps and displays, and it was very interactive. And people really responded well to that. I think that was really made this a very special and different style dinner.
And it was another one of those great mix of guests. Too.
Yes, a lot of first timers. Mm-hmm. We had people that
never been
to the winery period, much less one of our event things, and and they were interspersed with lots of regulars and people that normally wouldn't come to that sort of thing. It was just a great mix of folks.
Yeah, I think
Thank you.
It'll set the first really gathering out on the other side of COVID, and it was just great. We had the whole restaurant to ourselves. We just immersed ourselves in South African wines. It was great.
Amazing.
So since I've been doing all these South African
And if you're
wines,
watching, thank you all again for your support.
yeah, everybody that joined us, thanks so much. Can't do it without you. And that's what Chris and I love to do more than anything is have people get together and drink and eat. So
It was great.
it's a dream come true that we can pull stuff off like that in Mount Airy, North Carolina.
Right?
Living the big city life without all the traffic
Ooh, the traffic.
and the taxes.
And the people.
Well, let's start off in Portugal. I think, Chef, we probably got on a little Portuguese kick a while back.
Yeah, a while back.
We've been
Around that Portuguese chef table time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is a grape that what drew me to this one, and I want to thank Carrie out there for turning me on to this because
Carrie's a treasure.
It's very rare that we get a single varietal in Portuguese reds. It's almost always a blend.
Yeah, they're blenders.
And so this is from Chocapalha, family owned, family operated outside of Lisbon, Portugal. And the grape is Castelao. And what a beautiful label. I hope that focuses in. One of these days we'll have a great camera. But right now, we do what we do.
It does.
It does enough. And so this grape is known for being very assertive, can certainly have a big tannins, big acidity. And that's why, oftentimes the Portuguese reds are blended because a lot of the grapes can be certainly out of balance in some
Get
ways.
away from you a little bit.
And so when you blend them together, it softens them and fills in the gaps. And so I'm really anxious for you, Chef's opinion on this one. This is it's got some...
Big.
It's got some age. This is a 2017. So, knowing what this tastes like now, you can imagine what it tasted like 3-4 years ago.
Monster. But you can tell the edges are softening. But it's a big wine, big fruit on the front, great tannins on the end.
Big time. Yeah.
Tons of balance so it doesn't stick you with one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
the first sip was a little shocking, not because I didn't know what to expect.
Well,
you
also
know?
we're filming early.
We're filming early. Yeah, this
so
is
it's early in the day.
early in the day, even by our standards. This is early.
Mhm.
So that first sip was a tad shocking, but I think you're right. I think that had as much to do with the time of day as anything. But these second and third little sips,
This
boy, she's showing out. What a bouquet on this too.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. This is a beautiful wine. This is where, you know, I think that I'm excited about people getting that opportunity to taste these Portuguese varietals as a single varietal, so people can then start learning the names and remembering the names, because it's just really hard when, you know, they're always a blend and you don't really know what those grapes taste like because they've been blended.
Sure.
You know, by the time you as a consumer, obviously the winemaker knows what these grapes taste like, but when they're never offered as a single varietal, we don't get to try. I mean, I'm talking about chocolate-covered cherries, chocolate-covered raspberries.
Cocoa and fruit for days.
It's really a fascinating grape. And again, we're talking about a wine that really is big enough to stand up to just about anything you throw at it, and it's coming in at under $20.
What?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
And that's another...
That's impossible.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Tastes like an $80 cab.
Great value here. You know, what can I say? I just want to drink a lot of it, and I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah, perfectly aged, but it still has plenty of life in it, I can tell you that. The acidity here, the tannins that just seem to go on and on.
What's she reading on the alcohol? She's up into 14s. Isn't
Well,
she?
that's what, sorry, I'm going to step away for the light purposes.
The light's a lot easier to read over there.
We're in a cellar, you know.
I broke my glasses the other day too, so I can't read it for you.
It says 14%. I think that's probably conservative number.
But even at 14,
Yeah.
that and the ash, she can lay down a little while.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Hang in there, Chef.
We love spring, we hate spring.
Mm-hmm.
Love being in the yard, hate being with the pollen. Excuse me.
And you got to get out there and, you got to get there and mow.
Again, I think I have mown 3 times in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
It won't stop.
Prime
Of course, we're getting
growing.
rain, heat. We're getting, you know, it's like the summertime already. We haven't had our spring, although today feels much better.
Yeah, but that grass gonna keep growing.
Oh, it's gonna keep going.
I know that there's
I'll get some green concrete.
many of you out there are just gonna love this wine.
So what do you think on this? I've got this wonderful pork. It's from Lady S, and it's called Secreto, which is the most marbleized tender cut of the pig. A lot of people call it, especially in Spain, in the Abruzzo region, they call it the Wagyu of pork.
Oh, okay.
So tender, so marbleized, great umami, meaty, rich for pork. Even though it's the fattiest part, it's the good fat. This fat is identical to the same fat you would find in like olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a clog your arteries fat. It's a good fat. So we're gonna sear that up with this. I think it's gonna be outstanding.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be great. Of course, Lady Edison down there in eastern North Carolina doing amazing things. So I'm really excited to try that Secreto with it.
Yeah, the you know, those proteins and fats coupled with the acidity and tannin.
Oh, and the acid and tannin on this is
It'll
going
be
to be great.
beautiful. So
May do something a little fruity on the sauce though to kind of counter that. We'll kind of talk some more about that. What would do best with the accoutrement with that.
look at that pretty cork, Chef.
My God, it's perfect. What a perfect
High
wine.
quality, polished. Awesome. Well,
She perfect.
Before we move on, I just need to really enjoy this. It's good.
You shouldn't be rushing that amazing wine. I saw you opening that up and I was like, wow, quick.
Well, we do have.
But that is a real treasure.
Yeah, we have lots of lunch chef's tables and dinner chef's tables coming up.
Boy,
I feel
do
like
we
this is a
ever,
wine
these
that-
next few weeks, or we're really overflowing.
I feel like this is a wine that would.
I hope it makes
Find
its
its
way.
way.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
got some of that A5 this weekend. do
Yep.
great with that.
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly, of course, we'll taste through it and see what you think. You'll come up with something perfect, as always. So delicious.
Yeah, and I also want to thank everybody for reaching out to me lately about getting, tracking down wines for them. So we've had a lot of success finding some hard to track down wines for some of our customers. Always available. If it's out there, I'll find it for sure. So don't just think in terms of what I show. Think in terms of what are you looking for, and I'll try to find it for you.
And you love that challenge, too. That means you have to try some different wines to see if it's the right thing.
Wow. I don't know who wouldn't love that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Only a crazy person wouldn't love this. Great presentation, too. Classic. Classic styling on the bottle. Always looks great. And the wine rack or on the table when folks are over. Really
Man, those
impressive.
tannins are all down in my
Yeah,
thumbs.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
All right.
They're so balanced.
Now we've done some Novelty Hill stuff. This is something that I think we all love is Washington wines, particularly their Syrah. And we did I think it was their Chardonnay we did just recently. Of course, we've done all kinds of great wines from that area. Mike Janik wines, Andrew Janik wines,
Andrew Janet, yeah.
Lake Hole, all those big dogs up there that we really love to support. But we did a Australian Syrah, and I kind of wanted to show, in contrast or in comparison, however you want to look at it, this delicious 2019 offering from Columbia Valley.
Nice.
Of course, Novelty Hill over delivers always at its price point,
Always and forever.
and really high quality presentation here, classy bottle quality. The cork is really a very high end cork, which most people don't notice, but I really think it's really
It's usually
nice.
the first thing you dig into.
It was in contrast to this Portuguese cork. Now keep in mind, most cork comes from Portugal, and they use like the cheapest corks. That's
That's a pretty cheap.
this one is one that's like the particle pieces of cork that they glued back together, where this is just a really nice, natural, high quality cork. But anyway, that's just being picky, but what really matters is in the bottle.
Well, and more so, a qualitative thing, certainly it's going to last longer, but also, it just shows the devotion of the wine program in general. If you care enough about the quality of your cork, probably means you're going to care a lot about the other things too. So it kind of sends a statement, a signal about their overall approach to
Absolutely.
it. So even beyond the function of
Yeah, absolutely, Chef. Well, what a contrast in style. Still very big,
But
but
the spice on this is so different than this. This is certainly a much more, I don't want to say complex, but I'm identifying a lot more things in this wine than this. This to me, what stuck out was the structure, the layers of that, to where this, it's the flavor, more so than the weight of it.
agreed. Yeah, and this is certainly oak influenced without a doubt.
Mhm.
You're gonna get all kinds of like the baking spices and vanilla on this. Beautiful fruit. In terms of Syrah, I don't want to say it's I don't want to say it's light, but it's more
It is.
elegant.
No, it's
It's
lighter.
elegant. It's an
But I think
elegant
that's
style.
true of Washington, though, isn't it? I mean, they don't tend to bowl you over like a lot of the Australian and California Syrahs, which can be really big, not in a bad way, but they can really bowl you over. And this is much more reserved, and it's more of a dried fruit. But it is lighter. I mean, certainly not comparatively. I mean, because you're drinking Syrah. You wouldn't say this isn't Syrah, but it's a very much more approachable, and for my palate anyway.
Yeah, and it's also just bringing all kinds of mouth-watering goodness to your mouth. This was actually 14 and a half.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show its alcohol, I would say, as much as this. But again, we don't know how accurate these labels are. They can be off by 1.5%. And, you know, no one really checks that hard. No one really cares.
So at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the labeling of it, I mean, it matters how much, because you can taste it in the wine. You know if it's drinking hot or if it's out of balance. But 13.9, 14.5.
Yeah.
In the mouth, it does. In the mouth feels. Who cares?
Right. So another bold red, I would say, but with a sense of sophistication to it. Very polished, and wow.
Very
again,
much so.
Under $30, you're gonna get a wine that you could serve on any. I mean, like if you took that over to someone's house for dinner, this is gonna be a very impressive wine. And so it has, you know, the wow power of a high-end wine, but it has the everyday drinkability price.
Well, and it's got the great story too. You know, it's hard when you just grab a random bottle and show up, and you're like, oh, tell me about the wine. You're like, aisle 3. You know, taking a wine with a story is always much. I think it's more fun to hear a story about the wine when you're enjoying with friends.
Sure. And so, you know, if you're looking for something that's, you know, full of luscious red and dark fruit, with kind of that, I don't know if it would be considered, it's almost light on its feet for its varietal.
For its variety, yes, absolutely.
And
So you wouldn't confuse it with, I mean, you're going to taste it and go Syrah.
Yeah.
But it certainly doesn't, it's not going to hit you like those big sun-ripened, you know, over-the-top sun-ripened Syrahs.
Absolutely. So another beauty, you know, Chef, as we kind of, where we're moving forward to, we got next week, we got Bud Break Festival, we got
Mother's Day.
You turned 51.
51.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Oh wait, I do already. Damn.
Yeah, I've been watching you age this
It
year,
hurts. It really
and
hurts.
I'm really dreading Wednesday. Really dreading it because, you know, actually this time next week,
Yeah,
next
you'll be
Wednesday,
old.
I'm going to be
You'll be old.
hobbling around like this guy. I mean, it's like a light switch.
Yep, you'll be.
It's going to be tough. But, you know, we get to do a lunch chef's table on the birthday. We have, I think between this weekend and next weekend, we have over 40 chef's tables. Mother's Day, Bud Break, we're sliding in a catering in there somewhere too, I believe. And
Yeah, all kinds of great stuff.
so it's going to be a wild couple of weeks. I think we're up for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
Yep. And I know the phone keeps ringing.
We need more seats. Gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's how it comes. It comes in waves. You have these cycles where you can't keep up, followed by cycles of, you know, relative calm. And so we're just May is a very up cycle.
Yep. All right, Chef. Well, what do you think food-wise?
Well, I got a lot of great cheeses. I'm gonna let you pick it out.
Okay.
So we've got the Hickory Grove from Chapel Hill.
Okay.
We've got the Cotton Bell from Boxcar. We've got the Chev from Goat Lady Dairy. And we have the Fig and Honey from Goat Lady also, the goat cheese.
Man.
So I'm gonna let you chef.
The only thing about the
and-
boxcar is so gooey.
Very creamy.
I think
Very
that in
creamy.
their box.
I'm just geeking out on Boxcar right now, so
Sure.
I wanted to offer it up. But I think, you know, you're obviously gonna provide the best pairing here.
Well, I'm more worried about that, you know, in the car getting to their house.
That's a good point.
You know, that
It can be a little gummy.
fig and honey though.
It's strong.
Yeah,
And also the dried fig picking up on the dried
that's
fruit
exactly
on
what
the
I was
Syrah.
thinking.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a heck of a lineup there, Chef.
It's a
You
great
You can't
lineup.
really go
No,
wrong.
I mean, you know, cheese and wine, you're gonna do great, but I think the fig is going to warm up to this quite well. Oh, and I've got some of that salumi coming tomorrow from San Giuseppe in Greensboro,
Oh, cool.
the Milano.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe we'll put a few slices in with that. With the
That'd
thing.
be great. Get that little fatty
Mm-hmm.
pair up with those tans.
So you got that to look forward to. You got a little local salumi, some local cheese, some beautiful Washington State wine. Life's good.
Yep, it always is when you're drinking wine, that's for sure.
No doubt about it.
So I better drink some more
I'd say it's hard to drink wine with an empty glass. Always a challenge. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Also got great wines coming up next week as well. It's just every week we're doing something new and delicious. 4 wines. God knows where they come from because I never know week to week. But I think
You got a lot of stuff in your head, a lot of tasting notes. You don't know what you're gonna all put together.
I think the other two that we're doing here in person. One is a Burgundy Cremant rosé, so that'll be fun.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I always like to have bubbles, and then I think next week we're going to do a tawny as well.
Ooh,
So
very
speaking
cool.
speaking of Portugal,
Very
I think
nice.
we'll roll with that. And so there's always some discovery going on here as well as on the videos that we do so well. Right?
Well, it's getting that time of year after dinner to pour a little port and head out to the porch for a cigar.
Mhm.
It's so nice to be outside in the evenings now.
Mm-hmm.
So, great time to pour, Tony. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of people associate it with winter, but that's more of like a fireplace thing. But now to be outside and
Sure.
and have a little port after dinner, a great way to finish an evening.
Yeah, but a lot of these folks here, they have fire pits and things of
Sure.
that nature. So when it's not so windy, those are always
Those are
good too. Yeah.
great to do.
Love Mom built this
That's
fire
massive.
pit you could park a Volkswagen in.
I thought it was a helicopter landing pad, and then everybody started throwing wood in it.
Yeah.
And
So that's a great place to enjoy a tawny in front of that big fire.
what a view too. Beautiful
Mhm.
mountains and
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous Virginia countryside. Well, of course, you can see 3 states from there, but
Seems like it, yeah, absolutely. Well, another delicious, rich. If you're into reds, this was your week for sure. I do try to always have a variety of reds, whites, rosés, bubbles, and which we do, like I said, 4 every week. So if you can make it on Thursday nights at 6, downtown Mount Airy, we'd love to have you. And we do appreciate you liking our videos, sharing our videos, and certainly if there's something that you're looking for, you can comment on our videos or send us a message here at the restaurant. We'd be happy to cover any of those wines that we're missing or allocate them for you.
yeah, it'd be great to hear from you. Put him to work. He loves doing this stuff. He lives for it.
Well, let's do a little pre-birthday,
Cheers.
happy birthday toast. I know we're a week away.
Another year. It just seems like we just had a birthday.
Mm. Time flies.
There's been a lot of birthdays lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
We
lot
just
of
had
early.
Megan, just had Isabel.
We had you, Lauren, Isabel,
Your
Megan, both my
parents.
parents.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
snuck down there to see them. It's just
My dad.
Sam,
Mhm.
stepson Sam, your dad.
Yep.
It's just
My
been
cousins.
this endless wave of birthdays lately.
Yep.
So I'm sick of birthdays. Except for mine.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you get a pony for your birthday show.
I love ponies.
Mm-hmm.
They're delicious.
Yeah.
Pony style.
Well, we will see you next week with 2 more delicious wines. And until then, may your glass always stay full and have a wonderful week.
To your health. Enjoy this beautiful spring week and look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for the support.